We are living hell on earth. One should not have to wait until dust settles on the ground as well as the corpses of the innocent to realize that what's happening is an unjustifiable act of cruelty that humans, unsurprisingly, are committing against one another as the vicious cycle of hatred continues to repeat itself on loop, never ending, all consuming, and seemingly unstoppable. 77 years, almost 8 decades of ruthless occupation. How much blood must be spilled for shut eyes to open once again and recognize the atrocities of genocide? How long must we wait until people realize the inhuman acts perpetrated in such a small piece of land? How many flattened buildings? How many maimed elders? How many mothers have to gather pieces of their children so we can stand up against what's so clearly wrong in this world? Should we ignore this until it's too late? Should we ignore this while the perpetrators, stained with blood that's not theirs, shamelessly showing us the product of their vile hatred, present themselves as the victims of such a sickening show of evil? How many times do they have to excuse themselves through fake claims of mistakes, while we can see with our own eyes the extent of their transgressions on a population that only wants to live? It's sickening. Sickening how people excuse these inhumane actions as the aggressor shamelessly uses a religion as its shield, claiming they care about their people while their actions only bring more hatred to the people they use as an excuse to commit ethnic cleansing on a scale unprecedented in our history. It's sickening how people excuse this evil because their leaders, people who only make their lives worse, stand by the side of this inhumane force, shaking their hands while supplying them with the same armament that goes into obliterating innocent people. Why? How? How could we ever let something like this happen? How could we ever let these vile acts repeat themselves over and over again? Why can't people wake up? I refuse to believe that we are like this. I refuse to believe that the norm is to side with a genocidal force until the extent of their horrid actions finally reaches the eyes and ears of people who remain silent or excuse such a blatant genocide. I refuse to believe humanity isn't better than this. We can make this world a better place. We are the only ones who can put an end to this. Alone we will fail, and our hopes, dreams and convictions will get crushed by the bloodied boots of the perpetrators and oppressors. But together we can bring about a change in a world broken by a heartless system that exploits every one of us, every single day. We are the only ones that can provide enough pushback to the forces fueling these acts of savagery perpetrated against innocent people. There are more of us than of them. United we stand, and divided we fall into a hopeless pit of which we'll inevitably want to crawl out of one day, only to realize there's no one there to help us get out. Wake up. Stand against injustice. Today it's them and tomorrow it will be us. Do not do this out of fear. Do this out of the humanity that separates you from the beast lurking in the dark, stalking and foaming at the mouth at the sight of an innocent being. If we don't speak out against injustice, how can we ever hope someone speaks out against the one perpetrated upon us? Never stop pushing back. Never stop believing. Never quiet down or stop moving forward, as the lack of movement means death. March on a fight against tyranny and the fight against injustice. Fight against everything wrong in this world. Fight against the system that exploits you and the system that fuels and allows these atrocities to happen. And if we die fighting, we can rest in peace knowing our cause was just, while the wind will carry our motivations to valiant hearts that will understand them, continuing the only cycle that should be allowed to repeat itself, the cycle of change for the better. Free Palestine, my friends.